2 years ago, John Smith, Andy McKee, and I were at a convention here in Vancouver, and a man called Barry Campbell came up and said to John, would you like to go to the Arctic? And he put a picture down in front of him. And we all sort of looked at each other and said, yeah, sure. And he goes, would you like to get on a nuclear submarine when you're up there? And we went, yeah, how do we do it? And from that point on, John Smith and Lynn Smith started working on getting us up to the Arctic and onto a nuclear submarine.
And I approached Brad and Robert about it and said, you know, we've got an opportunity here to go up. This isn't going to happen for 2 years, but we're now, by Monday afternoon, like the day after we'd first been approached, I had clearance through this Barry Campbell's his counterpart, superior officer basically, and they'd given us clearance to go up there with a couple other people just to fly out on the ice and have a look at this whole thing.
They go up to a camp called APLIS, which is the Applied Physics Laboratory Ice Station. And it's a camp that is built specifically for submarines to come up in the high Arctic through the ice. And there's a lot of classified stuff that goes on I can't tell you about. Okay, I'm not even supposed to know about.
Well, over the period of, you know, a year went by, and then it was like, I asked them would it be possible maybe to shoot some stuff up there, because, you know, these kind of opportunities don't arise that often, and we have a good rapport with the American military through the SG-1 franchise. And he said, well, let me ask the question. So he did, and it, you know, it evolved into being allowed to go up there with about 20 people. And
Brad Wright has beautifully, as he always does, crafted a story that works around the production, the biggest piece of production that we can get, which is a $2 billion submarine sitting on the polar ice cap and poking its head up through so that we can get on it and drive it.
We've had a tremendous experience with the Air Force, but the Navy's right alongside them, and it's really kind of nice to see this.
Having said that, the U.S. Air Force is also participating. They're not going to get trumped by the Navy. They're setting up some F-16s for us to shoot in.
Rick was out on the ice, and what was funny is he was lying on the ice because his back was a little sore, and so he'd lie on the ice and you'd look around, okay, we've got the actors, Rick's right here lying on the ground right in front of you, and all of them stood there the whole time, and it was remarkable to see. The crew, we'd handpicked the crew for people who were hardy and weren't going to give up on us. The actors you can't handpick, but if I had to do it again, I would take those three up there, and we could have done another week's filming and nobody would have said anything because everybody just had a ball.
That was an extraordinary experience for them, and they were all troopers. Amanda and Ben and Rick, Richie Dean Anderson, were real troopers.
They have a helicopter that sits there, and they sort of said, well, take the helicopter. I went, oh yeah. Nobody ever says to a director, there's a helicopter here, take that. You fight for it for a month. Can I have a helicopter that day? This day I had 7 days of helicopter if I needed it.
The production value is on a feature of the scale of a James Bond movie. Nuclear submarines are very expensive and big and hard to build. And we have one for our movie. So, no, we're absolutely thrilled.
I have this to say to people who think that all they're going to get is another episode when they're watching Continuum. If you took all of your favorite episodes and took all the favorite moments for it and put it into 2 hours, it still wouldn't be as good as this. This is, when I was reading the script, I'm going, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe that's going to happen. I can't believe that's going to happen. What? I can't believe that's going to happen. All the way through it, I just kept going. And there's no breath. It's like boom, 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 and you just keep getting bigger and bigger, and I'm going, this is a huge movie. This is a feature, this is a movie, and the scale is larger than anything we've ever done before. Once this footage comes together, the interesting thing about this movie is the stuff in the Arctic, it's not the biggest thing we did.